Hello everyone, this is Kaizouwar here, and I just wanted an excuse to at least talk about Xenoblade Chronicles 3 before I actually continue further in the game. Now, I'm only 30 hours in, but it's just insane how good this game is. Not only just from a gameplay standpoint, but from a character standpoint, graphics, etc. This game is just so fun and so good, I really have to talk about it. Now, I just wanted to go in, in Xenoblade Chronicles 3, talk about what do I like about it so far. I mean, I'm not done with the whole thing yet, but I want to talk about what I like about it so far. Let me just talk about the just quality of life stuff so far. I feel like that's the easiest things I want to talk about. Xenoblade Chronicles 1 and Xenoblade Chronicles 2 did present some weird issues in regards of player convenience, right? I guess one thing that I have to talk about Xenoblade Chronicles 2 in regards of the character affinity stuff, the Merc quest, field skills, first things in Xenoblade Chronicles 2 that kind of frustrated me on a gameplay level. A bunch of other things as well, but I already talked about a video that I made about Xenoblade Chronicles 2, so I really don't want to repeat all the stuff here. But to say Xenoblade Chronicles 2, while a great game, had a lot of dumb things in it to frustrate me. Now, Xenoblade Chronicles 1 wasn't a game that, roadblocked me at certain points, but there were some things that kind of bugged me about the game, but didn't ruin my overall experience. Xenoblade Chronicles 2 did have some things that actually just did ruin the experience, even though I really liked that game. But Xenoblade Chronicles 3 really just shows how much Monolith Soft listened. For example, field skills are just gone. Field skills are essentially attached to your heroes, essentially. You unlock a hero, or if you meet a hero during a hero quest, they'll give you the ability to traverse through the world in certain ways. Like you can climb up walls, you can ride wires to hidden parts of the map, you can walk up sand that's pouring down, that kind of shit. And I think that's really cool that not only you get something for it, you don't have to grind endlessly just to get a hero. You can just walk up to a hero and do their quest, and you get a cool hero and a new class. It's way better than the field skills, man, because those field skills pretty much just ruined what Xenoblade Chronicles 2 was going for in regards to exploration. I mean, the hero system, I love it. It's so cool that you can meet these cool looking characters, learn more about them, maybe fight a member of the console / Mobius, and you can unlock the hero if you do well enough, and you can unlock their class to use it on your other party members. Granted, you have to level up the class and unlock it, but that's way better than anything else that Xenoblade Chronicles has done, trust me. And I like the hero system a lot, you get to meet cool characters, and it's very expansive too. There's a lot of heroes in the game that you can unlock their classes for. And another thing I like, and I keep mentioning this, is the class system. Now, the class system is it's not new to JRPGs in general. A lot of JRPGs have class systems, but I really like the idea because you have 6 / 7 party members, but you can't change the 7 party members class. But you have 7 party members, and you can change them to any class you want. You can change them to their base classes, or you could, base classes not really recommended per se because they already have their base classes maxed out, and the game will actually tell you if a character has their class maxed out, and it says, oh, it's recommended that you change into a new class. That's cool. Because it doesn't force you to experiment. It doesn't say, oh, you can't go to this class anymore if you level it up. No, because options later in the game, and I haven't got to this point yet, but I know about it. Options in the game give you the ability to level up your classes that you already maxed out to level 10 even further. And that's really cool because it doesn't force you out of a class because you've leveled it up properly. You could go back to it anytime you want if you need it. For example, if I have Noah, right? Noah is his main class is sword fighter. And my sword fighter is level 10, which means I technically maxed it out. Layer options in the game give me the ability to level up the sword master further, so I won't have to ever use it again. That kind of thing. It doesn't force me to not use that class anymore. I could just use it anytime I want, and I like that. There's so much shit in Xenoblade Chronicles 3 that I love so much. Even something as simple as pressing L2 just to open options that can give you oh, you're on the world map, you're on the field, right? You can press L2 and brings up a little prompt that says area map, show your quest route, quest, and your characters. And you don't have to open the menu for that. I think the only thing you only really need to open the menu for directly with the X button is just to see if you want to fast travel the maps and stuff like that, or if you want to check your character stats. But I think that's really cool that even just something as small as that gives you some convenience. And I also love the fact that there's a quest route, because you can press the quest route button and then it will literally give you a line as to where to go your quest at, so you won't get lost. And I think that's a really good quality of life change, because there's some quests in Xenoblade Chronicles 2 that I just did not want to do. It seems so tedious. A lot of the quests in Xenoblade Chronicles 2 felt tedious, mostly because they were so far out your control, or they just wanted to give you some dumb shit. Like, I feel like some of the quests in Xenoblade Chronicles 2 were boring. I didn't get the chance to do many of the Blade quests because of their affinity shit. But in this game, you can just, you can just go to any quest whenever you want, right? And if you get lost, you get the quest marker to show you the way. I don't know who would ever complain about this thing, because I think that's a good idea, so you won't get lost trying to find the damn quest. God, what else do I want to talk about before I move on? Now, one thing I really liked about Xenoblade Chronicles 2 was, you're able to cancel your attacks into other arts, right? Now, you can't necessarily do that. Like, if, for example, I was playing Rex, right? And I move, and then he'll just automatically do his auto attack again. You can't do that in Xenoblade Chronicles 3, which I really wish that was the one thing that carried over, but I can understand why it didn't carry over. I feel like that would have made the arts recharge too quick, and, it made the game go... I don't know. I just felt like that would have been great to carry that over, but I think that was a glitch. From what I've heard, that was a glitch in the game that just did so well that just left them. Monolith Soft never even bothered to patch it out or whatever, so, they had plenty of opportunities to patch that out, but they never did. But anyway, but I feel like the pace of combat in Xenoblade Chronicles 3 is much faster. Yeah, granted, the UI in the game feels very cluttered, considering all the fact that there's so much stuff going on. You got 6 characters doing whatever. I'm amazed that Monolith Soft are just masters on Nintendo hardware. Oh my god, they could probably get the GBA and just make something just insanely impossible on that thing happen, I swear. But anyway, yeah, there's just a lot of things I really enjoy about this game. There's so many things that just change. Again, there's the character system where you can just now, even though you don't equip weaponry and anything to your characters, your classes make up for that, because you have a variety of classes that you could change any of your party members into. If you want party members of all the same class, you can do that. You can even change their outfits to match up to it. And if you don't want the outfits to match up to the class they have, you can just change that. If Noah's a sword fighter, and I want a whole class of sword fighters, I could make everyone dress up like Noah, the squad. But if I don't want them to dress up like Noah, but I still want them to use his weapon, boom, I can just freaking change them to someone else's outfit that I've unlocked. It's freaking awesome. You can even do master arts, which is another thing I like so much. Instead of having 4 arts, you can have an option of 3 extra master arts that you can get from unlocking other classes you've done. That's also a really cool thing I like, because it gives you more options in combat with not even just the class system, but also you can mix and match arts. That's so cool. You even got the damn skill system, which, granted, you get master skills, which again you get from mastering other classes. So it gives you an incentive to unlock the other classes instead of being forced on one path. And I think this is what makes Xenoblade Chronicles 3 work for me so much: the variety, the insane amount of variety in just this one game. And I'm not even done yet, right? There's the gem system, where you can basically equip they're not items per se, but there are items that you can craft if you have the materials for them, which again, the materials are super hard to get come by, but you can craft gems that'll give you certain buffs and battles. For example, I have one that can increase my attack. Oh, I got one that can increase my agility. Oh, I can one that shortens the intervals for auto attacks. Oh, I have a % chance of using another auto attack during my auto attack. That kind of shit. Then you get your freaking accessories, which is just, equip items, but you can get more accessories than you ever could in the past for certain games, right? And you also even have the goddamn interlink. Now, in the game, you and your party members turn into, you guys turn into Ouroboros. Giant mechs that just look so damn cool. I mean, Noah and Mio's look like Veltal from Xenogears, and then their other one, it's hard to explain, because it's hard to explain, but let's say everyone has an option to go Ouroboros mode, right? And 2 characters can go it, but the dominant character have their Ouroboros kind of show up in combat. For example, if I use Noah to fuse with Mio, then his Ouroboros will be the black one that looks like Veltal. But if I use Mio to fuse with Noah, then hers will appear as a white Ouroboros that looks like Cosmos from Xenosaga. So I think that's pretty cool. Again, love the references. And also, you even have a skill tree and arts and skills for the damn Ouroboros, man. I just think that's insane. And on top of that, you even guys have like a certain skill, like 2 skills where you can share from one Ouroboros to another. And I think that's just insane. Like, there's so much shit in this game. It's maddening, man. You get the affinity chart back. They brought back the Collectopedia from Xenoblade Chronicles 1 and X. Like, you can get your party skills to mess around with. Like the party skills, as I mentioned before, you can get from the heroes, and you can essentially, like, you know, unlock skills so you can traverse around the world. I think that's really cool. And, like, this game just has so much shit to do. Like, I am still in as I was just recording this video, I am in chapter 3. I am in my mid-30s, and yet the story quest caused me to be level 17 so far. I have been doing nothing but traversing the world and collecting shit, because I think it's really cool. And on top of that, there's a bunch of battle things they changed as well. For example, you can fight in the water. And that was one main complaint I had about Xenoblade Chronicles, like, in general. You cannot fight in the water. I don't know why, but it pissed me off so much when I'm getting into the water and this high-level enemy just kills me because I can't swim away in time or can't do anything to defend myself, any of that kind of shit. And that pissed me off about Xenoblade Chronicles 2. I died so many times by just getting in the water. I'm trying to go about my business. Some dumbass level 89 enemy comes out of nowhere and kills me. Hate that shit. But in Xenoblade Chronicles 3, you can just freaking fight in the water. And I think that's just that's so simple. You can also find items while you're in combat, because, like, in Xenoblade Chronicles 2, and I think in Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition, you can't collect items while you're in the overworld, right? You can't collect items while you're in the overworld if you're in combat. You have, like, for Rex, you have to walk up to the item and press A, and then select the item and get it, right? But in this game, you can just walk over to the item and get it, right? And I think you can do that in Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition, but I don't think you could have done that in battle. So that's actually pretty cool. Something as simple as that is pretty just super cool, because this game, I have no complaints about Xenoblade Chronicles 3 so far. Everything has been so streamlined and convenient. It's maddening, dude. Like, it's crazy how much they fixed in this one game. And it's so fun to play. It's so fun to play. Like, I have, like, generally no complaints. Like, when I die in combat, it's not because of some dumb shit like freaking enemy ambushing me when I'm trying to escape, or, like, shit like that. Like, when I'm trying to get away from a battle in Xenoblade Chronicles 3, I can get away, right? I've died twice by getting too close to an enemy range when I'm trying to get away. That's fine. But in Xenoblade Chronicles 2, I remember having such a big issue of trying to get away from enemies. Freaking level 89 enemy will come out of nowhere. I keep using 89 as a number. A high level enemy will come out of nowhere and just kill me before I even get to go anywhere. And on top of that, they'll shove me way in the back. Way further back than where I came from. And that pisses me off. But in Xenoblade Chronicles 3, you don't get killed the moment you walk up to a high level enemy. You can get away, you know, and save yourself, and I think that's pretty cool. And on top of that, another thing I like is the fact that when you kill unique monsters, you can teleport back to their grave sites. Because I think the one thing I didn't like about Xenoblade Chronicles 2 was when I had to go back and want to fight, refight unique monsters, and I had to go through the long way of trying to find them again. On top of that, there was times when I wanted to find unique monsters, but then I go up to their graves and I realize I've already fought them. I'm like, well, damn, I wasted my time walking all the way to this dumbass area for nothing. And because I forgot the unique monster I fought here. But in Xenoblade Chronicles 3, when you kill them, they have a gravesite, and you can teleport right to the gravesite. And I think that's super cool. I think that's really cool. And even though I'm talking about this gameplay shit, I even talk about the characters. I really enjoy this cast of characters. I have no complaints so far. I think the one character that I had an issue with at first was Tyon, but he came a lot better for me as time went on, so he's okay. So yeah, like, the cast of characters are super cool. They all bounce off each other pretty well. I like their chemistry. I really enjoyed their banter. I really wish one thing I wish they fixed about this game, and I feel like they are going to do it, is the voice lines that you win about. You know, hearing Uni say Lance wants something a bit meatier will get annoying, and it's already been mean to death because it's been used so many times. Yeah. But knowing that, I've heard that Xenoblade Chronicles 2 had like a voice line that was used and they patched it out because it was used too often. And I never played Xenoblade Chronicles 2 around that time when it got patched out, but, you know, whatever. I feel like they're going to patch it out because they're going to ride Xenoblade, because Monolith Soft is going to ride Xenoblade Chronicles 3 until next year. So I'm prepared for that, and I'm prepared to play the expansion pass whenever that comes out. I am so excited. This game has been so good so far. Like, I have no complaints because there's so many things they've changed. They've changed so many things for the better, and I really love it, man. Even everything is so much more convenient now. It's like no dumbass roadblocks preventing me from go somewhere. There's no dumbass affinity charts I have to worry about. I mean, it doesn't have any chart here, but it doesn't prevent me from enjoying the game fully. I don't have to do any crazy merc quests or anything like that to level up someone like Ursula. Like everything's just been done so well. The characters are cool. Their voice acting is perfect. Uni is Xenoblade Chronicles 3 is just a damn good game. You know, I didn't get the game on launch. I couldn't get it on launch. I ordered it the day on launch, and I made a huge mistake because I had to wait 10 days after the game launched for Amazon to bring it to me, which was bullshit. It was complete bullshit. But for me personally, the wait was worth it. This game was actually really damn good. It's so good that I want to play it more and more. If I didn't have to work, then I'd be finished. I probably would have finished the game by now, but you know, that's not how life works. But yeah, I think this game is really, really good, and I recommend it to anyone. Like, I remember when I made my video about Xenoblade Chronicles 2, where it was really hard for me to recommend Xenoblade Chronicles 2 because it's a game it takes a long while to get into, and you have to really stick with it to like it, and that could automatically turn someone off. But I think Xenoblade Chronicles 3 is the perfect starting point for Xenoblade Chronicles. Now, granted, you're gonna have to know a little bit about 1 and 2 to get, to fully enjoy 3. But it won't completely lock you out. This game is pretty self-contained for the most part, so you'll really enjoy it if you're willing to stick with it. And I feel like Xenoblade Chronicles 3 is easier to get into than 1 and 2. It's like 1, yeah, you can get in, I think, fairly easy, but it's still like a little bit of like waiting time before you get to anything, the crazy shit. But like Xenoblade Chronicles 3 is just you get in, you get going. Like, it's not like 2 where you have to like wait like 50 hours to fully enjoy the combat and the game and probably the rest of the characters and the story. But I think Xenoblade Chronicles 3 is a good starting point and a good way to get in and get going. I think I could say that. I could finally say that about Xenoblade Chronicles despite me liking this franchise so damn much. So yeah, I am out. I will see y'all guys next time. I'll peace out. I'm gonna go play more Xenoblade Chronicles 3 because this game is living rent-free in my goddamn head right now. I swear to God. So yeah, I'm out. Peace out, everyone. I hope to see you all next time. Goodbye.